Hello everybody, how are you doing tonight? I hope everybody is well. My name is Lisa. This is a little different. I do a show called The Search and I focus on true crime. I do have shows like tonight that are a little just unfiltered and where I just have to get some things off my chest, but I also do talk about crime theme stuff, but I also like to enter some awareness into it, and I just can't go forward until I do. If that's something you're interested in, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I sure do appreciate everybody that has already become a member. Thank you so much. We are growing, and I am so glad. Starting out 2025 has been great, and we've got some great stuff coming, some great true crime coming with unsolved, some missing, but we're going to get in tonight. I know you've seen a lot of Gypsy Rose. I don't do a lot, but this one was really eating at me, and I think it's the awareness in me that needs to talk about it. So let's talk about it. I know everybody that follows Gypsy Rose updates has heard already, so I'm not going to be repetitive. I know that you guys are pretty much probably up to date watching all the great broadcasters and creators that follow her. Now, what I'm going to touch on is the TikTok that she made showing her new flattened belly and what I feel about that. And then I'm going to also address her TikTok with her hacker and the karma to it. Okay, that'll be last. The first thing though is very important. I hope that you please listen through, because it's not about just my opinion on her doing that. It really hit me because earlier this year, when she got into doing her gift registry and really started bringing out about her pregnancy, I talked about the registry because remember, she put it out after, of course, she has a reality show. She's come out where money was not a big issue. She jumped right on her feet like that, right? My thing of why I talked about it was after seeing that happen, where she uploaded a registry with things on it with $500, $800, and it all being sold out, and then her even adding more. I know, of course, she debunked saying that things happen, this happened. No, of course, we never have seen anything, I will say that, but she did have a registry out. My point is, when I brought that up was because at the same time, there was so many mamas on pregnant at the same time as her. Keep that in mind. And at that time, they didn't have 8, 9 million subscribers. They were creators just trying to make a living, doing what they can, also doing the TikTok shop. I really was going around, and a lot of them were saying, I can't even get one or two off my Amazon list. But yet they didn't murder their mama, they didn't do any crimes. They didn't do anything that would cause haters against them, is what I want to say. And it's like, I just felt for them, and I challenged everybody to just, if you gave to Gypsy, if you bought something, go around. You don't have to tell anybody, but go around and buy something. If it's $4, $5, a pack of diapers, something. There were so many on here that worked hard on TikTok. Now that's where I got the info from, what mainly was from TikTok at that time. Okay, now I want to move forward with that. So picture this now, guys. When I did that video and they were pregnant, same boat. Well, guess what? That means now they're also having their babies. Okay? Because, they were pregnant at the same time as Gypsy. Even though she kind of got the months off, but it's here nor there. What's important to me on this is when she got up and did that video, and I don't know, maybe it's my age. I had a baby 26 years ago, so it's been a little while. Has anybody heard of postpartum? I know a lot of us have. I'm being a little facetious. And so before I did this video, because that's all I kept thinking was, what if this video, because she has 9 million followers. Now, whether people still choose to follow her or not, we do know she'll end up on FYP, whatever. It's just the way the algorithm works. I sure hope that somebody with postpartum does not come across that video. I haven't heard a whole bunch talk about that. Of course, the creators are disgusted, period, in her doing like that. And there's a lot of other concerns of, you didn't show your body the whole time, except under these dresses. Sometimes you had a stomach, sometimes you didn't. It always seemed to be, though, about your body. But then after having it, 7 days later, you're having your baby, you jump right out and you just glamorize your body, just bouncing right back, and you're 33, I believe. Well, guess what, Gypsy? A little advice, because I know you're a little ignorant to things like this. It's obvious by what you've done. But there's women that did not bounce right back. There's women that did not get to bring a baby home. There's women that are still there because their babies are in NICU. There's women that don't know if a child will come home or not. You see, Gypsy, life isn't always a fairy tale. Life isn't always a fantasy. I don't know when you're going to grasp this. And the people around you, you know what? I fault them as well. Because it's time to get you out of your fairy tale land. And how dare you get on here? Now, yes, is it good to show, how well you're doing? Well, it would be different if the whole year you updated weekly far as showing it, and you were doing positive things, and you were saying like what vitamins you took and what you were doing, and everything wasn't so secretive, and exactly what was going on, and we didn't have to guess every move you were doing, because you wanted here to put out a video, here to put out, to keep people talking about you. Remind you also, people aren't talking about you because they care about you. They talk about you because they want justice for the people that you have hurt. And so, yes, people are watching your every move. And let me tell you, by doing what you did, you are not some positive person that gets up and shows people that were like helping people prepare for labor. There's fitness people that work with maternity, and then maybe afterwards you get up and say, by doing this, I was able to have like less stretch marks or less this or that. No, you got up to brag that, oh, in 1 week, look, I'm looking like this. Don't brag too hard, honey. And I'm not downing the way that you look, but that leads to the next. You talk about karma. You talk about the hacker. Let me tell you, everything that you've done, you think that we care what the couple days of that shenanigans, what you cashed out? You think that that's what has us bothered? Oh, honey. Before I came on here, I went through TikTok and I went in postpartum to really look, because I wanted to kind of check on the people, and because it would be lining up around the same time as I did when I did the other video, to see if they announced. And some had their babies. I was picking up more in December than in January because I really was like concerned about it. And it's because I am familiar with postpartum and I am familiar with dealing with others with postpartum. But this video is not about me today. This video is about one more thing Gypsy Rose has done that could possibly be a deadly or very negative influence on somebody. And this is serious. This is very serious when you have a woman that thinks that she is a horrible mother, that she looks horrible, she feels horrible. She may be in a domestic violence relationship and has been told how disgusting she looks. She scrolls past somebody that is supposed to be an awareness advocate for women and violence, and women that have been in violent situations, bounces out and how good she's doing after a week. I'm not going to make this one a really long video, but I'm going to tell you that there is no karma back on your haters, honey. There is none. I don't have to justify it anymore. So what I suggest that you do is before you hit your camera to go live, I don't know, maybe your manager could advise you, your PR company, maybe your sister, stepsister Mia, who's a nurse, could give you a little advice. I don't know, somebody around you. Is there anybody around you that could say, hey, that's a little, it'd be different, Gypsy, had you been doing stuff this whole time, but I don't, to each its own. But Gypsy, you're in a whole ball game by yourself, honey. Thank God. But these are things that need to wake you up and make you realize that if you're going to be this influencer, once again, you have failed. Year later, failed. Not the job for you. So why don't you do the best that you can? Stay in touch with therapists. Many people, please be involved with her and this child as possible, and stay off the internet if all you're going to do is just brag and not do anything else far as addressing your child, because we don't care about your body and how well you bounced back. Only thing people are worried about is making sure that baby is healthy, and they have a big concern why. So, guys, I just had to really get that out there. I haven't really heard a lot talk. Not that anybody has probably not thought of these things, but they are so, so disturbed on the things that have been going. There's so much, and I'm just not going to get into that. But I do a lot of awareness things, and that was me coming out. Although I've moved on to more other things, I still do awareness on some stuff, and when I can, and I try to use true crime also and intertwine raising awareness. I feel that this situation very much might make the haters that hate on the people that don't understand why we don't care for Gypsy understand why we get so bent. I want you to go and look up Postpartum on TikTok. I want you to go look it up through Google. I want you to do your research of what postpartum looks like. And then I want you to go look at Gypsy's video if you haven't. And you tell me, where everybody today looks at TikTok and looks at social media, and you tell me if that was the best idea she should have done, being what she's done all year far as her pregnancy. So I'm going to leave that there. Guys, I've got some more stuff coming out, some true crime coming up, some stories. Thank you so much for the support coming back. I did something following the Mendez brothers. If you haven't checked that out, I've got an update coming on that as well. So I'm excited for this year. I want to thank everybody that is subscribing and becoming a member. I am very excited for this year. I've had new people, more creators reaching out and talking with me, and that means a lot, guys, because I watch a lot of you, and I just kind of just sit and, I don't want to ever do anything to offend anybody or to interrupt their lives or whatever, but I do enjoy watching a lot of you, and I think we're doing some great things. So I see the true crime community changing a lot. I've been watching it for years. But anyway, that is it for now, and I will see you on the next search with Lisa. Good night, everybody.